Introduce yourself.
I'm Rosalie.
All right, Rosalie. And how long have you been doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu?
On and off for probably about 25 years, a long time.
And as a result of you doing Jiu Jitsu for 25 years, let me ask you, what was the thing that got you into the gym?
I was just curious. I wanted to try it. I was looking for something that was full contact, but that you could practice every day.
When you first started, what surprised you your first week of doing Jiu Jitsu?
When you first start, how hard it is. It's really hard when you first start.
For 25 years and it's hard?
No, now it gets easier.
Okay. All right. What
I just remember how hard I worked as a white belt. Like just sweat just pouring off you and you would just be there. And now I think, why was that even so hard?
Well, let me ask you this then. What almost stopped you from doing Jiu Jitsu?
When I first started, there really weren't any other girls on the mat. And sometimes it felt like, especially when I was just learning how to do it, like nobody really wanted to work with me. So I had to kind of dig down into myself. I said, I know I got something to bring to the sport. For a while, it felt like I might be the only one who believed that. But over time, as I got better and brought more skill into it, now I feel more confident in that.
Well, let me ask you this. What was the first, I don't want to say move, I want to say what was the first submissive technique that you learned?
Well, it's the arm bar. I mean, that's the basic one. And that's still my favorite. It's still the thing I go to all the time.
Okay, so you've been doing jujitsu for about 25 years. So what's your life like? Your work, family, and how does jujitsu fit into it?
Well, I do have a busy life. I have a full-time job. So that takes up a lot of my time. I have 3 kids, 2 still in the house, 1 just off to college. And so I like to spend my time with them. But jujitsu is my me time. And it's how I regenerate my energy for all those other things that I do. And my family is really supportive because I'm a lot nicer when I come back from the gym.
Okay, well, this right here is going to be a softball type question. And I'm going to ask you, what's the biggest win you've had so far on the mat as a jujitsu practitioner?
Well, last year, now I guess about a year and a half ago, I said I was going to go and win the World Masters. I really set my sights on it and I just went for it. And I felt like when I got there, like no one was going to stop me. I was going to just tear through those other women out there. And I did. And I won. And that felt really good.
Now, I'm going to ask you to expound upon that question because not only did you win, you did some other things. So tell us what you did.
Well, when then I went to Pans and won that one. And I got my black belt and it all kind of pulled together.
So this was a pretty good year for you. You won Masters, you won Pans. Well, when I say won, you got gold medal, and you won by submissions, and you messed around and went to Pans and did the same thing. What? That was only a couple of weeks apart, though, right?
I was like, yeah, I was like a month apart, but it kind of makes it easier because I was still like in that top form coming out of Worlds. And I was like, you know what? I'm still in top form. Hands is close by. It was a little bit of a stretch because I work more in the gi than in no gi, but I wanted to try it out and it was fun. Well, actually, kind of a fun story, I think, for those is that as a blue belt, I went to Pans and won the silver. And as a blue belt, I went to Worlds and won a gold. And that was like 20 years ago. So I kind of 20 years later, was like, let me see if I can still do this. And I could.
And then you got promoted to black belt.
Yes.
And who promoted you?
Amazaki, that's fun because he's the first guy that I started with all those years ago. And since then, I've kind of been around the world, lived in other places, had the chance to train with other professors, and it was fun to kind of come back to where I started.
So if you had to give somebody some advice and explain to them the hardest part about starting jujitsu, what would you tell them? And what would you tell them to get over that hard part?
I would say that your journey is your own. So what that means to me is don't ever compare yourself to anyone. Try not to think about other people's stories. Let them take care of their own jujitsu and you take care of yours. And once you start doing that, I feel like it gets a lot easier. It gets a lot easier to focus, to settle, and to kind of come into what your own strengths are going to be.
Well, I do very much appreciate spending a couple of seconds with you. not on the mat, but here on the couch to do a little quick interview. And, you're one of the most cherished students that we have in the academy. And we're super proud of all your accomplishments of this year. Rosalie, is there any final words of wisdom that you can impart upon us?
I can't do it without you, and I can't do it without all my sparring partners that I have here and all these great teammates. So enjoy your teammates.
Thank you very much.